Formula E is heading into a new era, and it is a very exciting time for them, with the new generation cars, a heap of Formula 1 drivers coming in, and it's all very interesting. So who better than to lead them into this new era than KSI? As motorsport fans, can we come to the universal acceptance of one thing? Motorsport will never be mainstream like it maybe once was. Motorsport will never be universally cared about like the various forms of football, basketball, and other very popular sports. Can I also establish one thing before I get into the subject of today's video? I'm willing to bet that none of my regular subscribers and viewers unironically listen to K-pop. I'm going to bet that at least one of the following songs are among your favorites: The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, Runnin' Down a Dream by Tom Petty, and if you liked F1 2011, Shake It by the Casanovas. Not one of these happens to be a K-pop song, and they are generally songs that motorsport enthusiasts like. So why was it when I was about to retire to my bed last night that I opened up my phone one last time to see that BTS is now an ambassador for Formula E? You heard me correctly. Superstar Korean boy band BTS is now an ambassador for the electric racing series. If YouTube Rewind from 2018 is anything to go by, this isn't going to go down well. Here is what Jamie Regal, Chief Executive Officer of Formula E, had to say. We're delighted to announce BTS as a global ambassador for the ABB FIA Formula E Championship. BTS has cultivated an engaged fan base that are highly passionate about social issues, and we share a common desire to raise awareness of the threat of climate change. In partnering with BTS, we will amplify our purpose of accelerating the adoption of electric vehicles to a global youth audience. Leonardo DiCaprio, Diane Kruger, Orlando Bloom, and others have joined us at previous E-Prix races, and we look forward to working with BTS to continue to promote sustainability and the electric movement. Apparently, BTS has been involved with dealing with social issues before, and have actually spoken in front of the UN about self-love. Now, I'm not going to rip into BTS. Honestly, I don't think this is virtue signaling on their part, but I definitely think it's virtue signaling on Formula E's part. Formula E, at the end of the day, is an entertainment product and a racing series. Whether you actually think it's entertaining is a different story. Personally, I think it has potential, but in its current form, it definitely has several issues that need to be addressed. Formula E has done some good. It is future-proofing the sport we love, and it's encouraged manufacturers to get involved with the electric game a bit more. Would this have happened without Formula E? Probably. But even still, it shows that motorsport has the potential to work with electricity. It has also made us petrolheads a little bit more conscious of what our gas guzzlers do to the environment, which I think is great. However, in this case, I feel it's just another case of Formula E trying their hand at some more bad marketing. I cite my video from last year where I talked about them bringing KSI into Formula E. It was a bid to bring younger fans that wouldn't normally watch motorsport into the series. Thankfully, nothing ever really came out of that, other than a few short scenes of KSI in a room pretending to like Jean-Eric Verne. However, it kind of just annoyed the rest of us. It showed that Formula E are willing to alienate its fans in order to clout chase and try and engage an audience that realistically was never going to get on board. Let me just say some things about the type of people that get into motorsport. I'd say there is a very specific type of person that likes racing. We usually just like cars. We kind of grew up with racing, and we just devote our lives to it. We live it and breathe it, and I'd go as far to say that most of us are die-hard fans. We're a small group of nutters, and that's okay, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it staying that way forever. Formula E are trying to use a group with a large audience, 21.6 million on Instagram to be exact, and by the way, they're following only 2 people, and that is some ratio. Anyway, and they're using them to expand their own viewership, or at least trying to use them to expand their viewership. Not for the purpose of solving climate change, but for the purpose of making money. It probably won't come to much, just like the KSI thing didn't. But it's just annoying and frustrating for the motorsport fans that actually care about the series. Personally, I believe that Formula E has done nearly all it can for the automotive and motorsport worlds. Realistically, it will probably end up being absorbed into Formula 1 in the future simply because Formula 1 will probably go electric and there won't be any reason for Formula E to exist anymore. But please, just while the series lasts, can it not be so blatantly, obviously clout chasing for a cheap buck? If you'll excuse me, I'm going to listen to some Fleetwood Mac now. And that's going to do it from me. Did you enjoy this video? Have I angered some BTS fans? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Comment below. I read all the comments, so you may as well say something. I'm not entirely sure what the BTS army's like as a fan base, but even still, try to keep the death threats to a minimum. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.